Hello and welcome back to TriggerSmart. Now, today's show is a little bit different. This is kind of a call to action. I got some information that was sent to me in a tip, and for obvious reasons, they want to remain anonymous, but it's interesting. So if you guys can dig deeper into this and verify some of it and maybe get back to me, especially Wolves in Finance. If you see this information, you might have already seen this, you might have already looked into this, but can you take the information you know and your expertise and dig a little bit further into this and let me know if there's something here? And also let me know if any of that missing money went to this company. And this is the content from the email copied over, so obviously I can hide their information. I spent the last 48 hours combing through official corporate filings and public records, and I found something interesting that I wanted to pass along to you and your team. Most people think donors and activists own the movement they support, but official records show a private, for-profit company actually owns the technology behind Turning Point USA. It's called Superfeed Technologies, and it's a business, not a charity. Who runs the private company? According to the 22 annual report, the board includes TPUSA's own COO, Tyler Boyer, and Erika's mother, Lori Fransfy. This is one of the pieces I need to be confirmed as well by you guys. They essentially sit on both sides of the contract between TPUSA and Superfeed. This is important because when you sign up for the TPUSA app, you aren't giving your data to a charity, you're giving it to Superfeed. The fine print in the App Store shows that the private company owns the code and the user rights for the TPUSA app. And then they show here, obviously this is the TPUSA app on their phone. And then if you come down here, so it used to be Turning Point USA Inc. Now it is Superfeed Technologies Inc. And supposedly this is a company that is co-owned by Lori Fransfy and Tyler Boyer. And some people have mentioned that other information that links them together, other LLCs, have been wiped from the internet, and they're trying to hide that information. That's allegations. I'm just going off what other people are saying as well. They go on to say that it looks like they're moving everything over to this private structure. On the newer TPA Action app, the seller in the App Store isn't even listed as Turning Point anymore. It's directly Superfeed Technologies. If TPUSA ever tried to switch tech providers, they couldn't easily do it. Superfeed, which is, again, they're claiming it's Boyer and Fransfy, Lori, owns the intellectual property. The movement is legally locked into a private business. I know you're looking into the microphone audio failure. You need to look at September 4th, 2025. On that day, 6 days before the hit, a Virginia-based company firm called Integrity Security Services, ISS, registered in Arizona. That's over here. So now if you remember, Brian Harple's company was like Integrity Security Solutions or something similar, right? So is this just a spinoff company of that? The interesting part is this was created just before the incident. And they provide the link. If I go over here, you can see it's listed, it's legitimate, it has its file number, it's in good standing, and it is filed in Arizona, and domestic state is Delaware. And as we know, a lot of companies use Delaware for nefarious purposes in some cases, right? So coming over here, Integrity Security Services, LLC, Arizona foreign. So it's a foreign Arizona, it's outside of Arizona, has a file number and all that stuff here. So if you can dig more into that and verify all this information, that'd be great. And Wolves in Finance, if you can see any kind of connections to this with the financials and stuff you're looking at, that would be great as well. And then you can see a little bit more information here, addresses and registered agent, principal address, and all that stuff. They go on to say, this is not a guard company. ISS is a subsidiary of Green Hill Software. They specialize in over-the-air updates and embedded device security. Modern wireless audio gear runs on encrypted digital frequencies similar to the V2X tech ISS manages. If the microphone was tampered with, jammed, or remotely triggered via an electronic signal, it's possible that the firm like ISS would be hired because it specializes in remote device control. So that's really interesting. So then they ask the obvious question. Why was a cyber physical security firm brought into the state just 144 hours before the event? The paper trail suggests a glitch might have been a professional digital modification. The other part of this is that the name Integrity Security indicates Harple, theoretically, right? We know Brian Harple is allegedly being looked at for several different things. His involvement, he says he wasn't involved. But the fact that this company happens to be named the same as his or similar to his security company is very interesting. Because as far as I knew, they didn't specialize in remote device control and electronics. They were a security company. So again, I just wanted to kind of bring this up to have people dig a little bit further into this, who has more savvy in this area. So again, Wilson Finance, I know you're really good at this stuff and you've dug into the financials. Can you see if this particular company here, file number 238-77258 with Integrity Security Services LLC for Arizona, can you dig into this and see if there's any relation between the money that might be allegedly missing or large payments or anything like that that may have happened around that time? Again, this was only 144 hours before the event happened that this company was formed. So this is a little suspicious, a little strange. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I'm sure this has been sent to a lot of people, but I found it very intriguing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this around. And if you want to support the channel, there are links down in the description. And I appreciate all of you channel members. I'll see you on the next one.